Nova Scotia's EMO asked to use the hall as a registration centre for residents of Portapique who had fled their homes.
For residents of Portapique who had fled their homes.
An RCMP officer was posted here in a cruiser. By this time, police were on the hunt for the shooter, who they knew was impersonating a police officer. At 10:30 a.m., 2 RCMP officers fired multiple shots outside the hall. Sources have told CTV News the officers thought they were firing at the suspect, when it was in fact a fellow Mountie.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Why don't you get yourself some turned-down collars, Poirot? They're much more the thing, you know.
The thing, Hastings? Do you think Poirot concerns himself with mere thingness?
No. No, I see that.
The turned-down collar is the first symptom of decay of the grey cells.
I just think if people keep pushing, I can't, first of all, thank enough all of the hard work. There's 3 fellow YouTubers who are working very, very hard with me on this one. Rage in the Cage, Steve LTT, and Just My Stupid Opinion. Just plugging them, sorry. But they are fantastic guys, really been busting their humps here. And, stepping up to the plate, because there's a certain amount of risk saying certain things. And also, likewise, all of the people who are volunteering information and time, which, like I said, over on the Discord or sending me anonymously information, it is fantastic.
Howdy. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something. I've been noticing a lot of things recently, and I'm just going to bring you what I have been noticing. They're observations, okay? I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, obviously I will deal with that. Hope everybody's well. Karen Aikichi, Chris P. Bacon, Mark, Francis, how's everybody doing? You're here when it's live, Aikichi. There you go. Serene. Now, there was a picture that floated up. Let's see if we can bring that up. Very interesting timing. I'm kind of an anal person, not in that way, but and I notice things about timing. I like timing. I don't know about you guys. Let's see here. This picture, okay? This picture floated up. When did it float up? Floated up after the warrants were released. Now, I do believe that something happened down in MILFORD. I do believe that there was a scene down there. Quite a large scene, in fact. I was contacted twice about it. And then I remembered the third proof the other day. It's over on Facebook, I believe. Burke. So Burke is the last name of the person who said that there was a scene on 14, Highway 14, which intersects between 102 and 2 and 102 is 14. There's a small segment of highway. There is Kendall. How's it going? Aussie. Serene. There's a small highway, and then on the south side of that, there is a park and go. I don't know how to describe it. People who want to carpool, that's where they park their cars and then they go. Now, this scene was there for 2 days, as I was told. It was surrounded with EHS tape. There were anywhere between 5 and 2 to 5 police cars. It was, like I said, 2 days, which is a gargantuan crime scene in comparison. If you think that the crime scene in Shub, which involved the homicide of a police officer, homicide of a civilian, desecration of remains, a motor vehicle accident involving a police car, arson, fairly major crime scene, was cleaned up in about 15 hours. 15 hours, anywhere between 2 to 3 in the morning. It was done. They did come back subsequently and visit. But this crime scene down here in Milford, and I like the way it was worded. Let's see if I can find, because this is one of many things I am noticing recently, which are beginning to kind of give me pause. Oh, balls. If I can find it, of course, I probably cannot. Give me one moment, please. Okay, so Heather Burke is the woman's name. Heather Burke on Facebook. I don't know if you guys know her. So she's been having some conversations. So we had the warrant release, which I can't really talk about too much at this point in time. Would probably be the safe thing to do. However, there are certain elements in that, and the press has been running all over the place. And this would be one of them, this accident, Chad Morrison's part, right? So I was like, well, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can track down this photo, because I think the timing of this photo is rather interesting. Given the fact that we get the warrant release and then this picture suddenly pops up, and nobody has ever seen this picture, to the best of my knowledge, before. I haven't. I know I've spent countless hours scrubbing on the internet, reading articles, whatever. Perhaps I overlooked it. Perhaps I'm wrong about all of this, but I'll just let you know what I found. So I took a picture of the picture and I reverse searched it on TinEye. And the results I got back all came back to, let's see if I can find the screen here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, can I do that? No, of course it doesn't like that. Holes. Here we go. Is this one going to work? Okay, there we go. Now, where did I lose you guys? Somewhere. Here. Oh, okay. So I reverse image searched it. Now, the original image that we got was what? This. It comes from a website. A website from a professional photographer. Professional photographer who has taken many of the photos that we've seen in the news. The angles of things that we have seen, I hope I'm not losing anybody. I explain things very poorly. The angles of pictures that we have seen, to me, are slightly strange. Given the fact that, let's say, we talk about the Shub scene, we see photos from a couple of people's photos from the north side. We got some press photos from the north side. We have from the south side. We have some photos from the west side and nothing from the east side. This mysterious bumper issue. Remember? No photos there. Go down to Enfield, same thing. You have photos from the west side. You have photos from the north side. The photos on the south side, which I saw a long right at the start of it, dried up. They suddenly started disappearing. The bullet hole in the windshield. And I was able to get a couple of them. They were not the original photos that I had seen because they were quite good. They disappeared into nether regions. Plus, you also do not have the east side in that case. You have vehicles that are always parked in funny places. They block things off. These are things that I notice. I don't know if I'm just being anal and seeing things that are absolutely not there, but whatever. Let's just go with it. Okay, so then I reverse TinEye searched it, and I got the following results back. The picture we saw was this, correct? From the website, I forget his name. Let me see if I can find that. Right, here we go. Oh, can't do that, of course, either. My technical skills, right? This was where it was from. The date on this, apparently John Morris, professional photo. He's got quite a resume. I'm noticing professional photographers in a lot of this stuff. Remember down in the, let's see, where are we here? Remember down in the funeral procession? Chad Morrison returning home. These are all professional photographers. Here we go again. Got a professional photographer. He was published all over the place. He is published all over the place. In fact, his resume is quite amazing. But the photo that he puts up of this accident, which he's got dated here, April 23rd. Is that right? I can't read. April 23rd. So we're talking 4 days after the accident, 4 days after the 19th, right? We have photos in here, lots of interesting photos, including this mysterious photo. But there's certain details that are missing on this photo, like a license plate, the background, right? So when I searched it, I got this back. Oh, those pictures look slightly bigger. They have slightly more detail. Let's see if I can bring that up. Give me one moment, please. Hey, Kathy, how's it going? G and Lynn. Green bastard. Now, where was I here? Why? So many things open on my computer. I'll go down to Shube. I'll try and bring in a couple of other ones. I wish I could organize everything quickly, succinctly, so that you could see, but it takes me time. Now, this was the photo, actually, that was taken. There. Do you notice the difference between that photo and that photo? We've got bush. We have something back here in the background. I don't even know what this is. A fence, some kind of piece of machinery. Looks like paved. Looks paved to me. I think that lot, in fact, is gravel, if I'm recalling correctly. Now, I'm not disputing did something happen down there or anything. Again, I'm just bringing observations forward because it's very interesting that this photo never appeared. Again, when we do the reverse TinEye search on it, what comes up? All the dates here listed are April 24th. Do you remember when the first press conference was? The first major press conference? April 24th. April 24th, April 24th, April 24th. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting timing too. Oh, we've got the Independent UK. Okay, so I went to the Independent UK. Seems like quasi-credible source, doesn't it? Here's the page. Here's the page here. Okay. There's the picture. You open the article. April 24th. No picture. No picture. Where's the picture? Then I started looking at this page a little closer. and I looked at some of the headlines. Is it this one? The headlines in these pictures, some of them, are out by timing. Let's see. Oh, this isn't it. There's another article that they have. Let's see. Where's that? One moment, please. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Okay. Where is it? Oh, balls. There's the picture. Okay. Radio dispatches reveal 13-hour killing. Again, you click on the article, which we just did. There's nothing there. Try to date these websites. You can't. Okay, there's nothing. There's no picture again. Where is this picture? Because out of thousands of people that have been searching, why has nobody seen this picture before that I'm aware of? But there were some interesting headlines in here. There was a story about Morneau, disappearing Morneau. And I'm like, why is there a story about disappearing Morneau? Isn't this one? Some of these stories are newer. They don't have anything to do with what's on here. And so why is it, first of all, that this man's website isn't appearing on Tin Eye? Why is it that the pictures are being released on April 24th? Why is it that we're getting a cropped picture? Do you see what I'm talking about? Why is it coming out when the warrant comes out? Now, the warrant indicates stuff to do with damage to a guardrail. Oh, I can't discuss this at this point. I can't. But it discusses things to do with the guardrail. And I think everybody's been off on the guardrail, right? Okay, great. So I was thinking in my mind, trying to remember, guardrail. Okay, who did some videos of guardrail? I remember two very early on, aside from a couple of other people that did, who I know, who did pictures and video fairly early on. And I believe Mr. Moneypenny also did some. Hello to you too. Myth is lies. Myth aren't their lies. Also, two people I remembered. One was involved very early on. He went by the name of Michael Stewart. He has a very interesting, and I'm not saying anything disparaging here. I don't wish to be. Michael Stewart, he has a YouTube page. Let's see if we can find that. Okay, here we go. Michael Stewart, 3,000 subscribers. He has a lot of interesting videos. They kind of are all over the place. Great. He seems like a very good guy. I don't know. I obviously have never met him. But he did a video later in the story, yes. But he did go down and do this video. Now,
here's a bright idea. Wi-Fi that connects all over the place, automatically.
God damn it. Ads. All right.
Pass here.
Right here. I want you to watch the video closely.
Pull-off area here where the two cars pulled off.
Do you know where you are? If you don't know where you are, supposedly the shooting of Chad Morrison occurred. I don't know if you can see. Yes, I believe I can see my mouse here. Okay, it occurred off here to the left. Watch the video.
And allow some of the speculation.
Oh,
The overpass.
what
here.
happened there? What happened? Okay, let's go back. Here he is driving up.
Where the two cars pulled off. And allow some of the speculation.
Oh,
The overpass here.
something strange happens there. Because I was like, well, we can probably see the guardrail damage. Now, that meant either somebody clipped the video or, meaning that it's edited, which is an action. You have to take time, thought, effort to go and do that. Or he reached over, I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody or saying anything. It's just an observation. Or he pressed pause and then pressed pause again. The latter being less likely, just because I don't think it would disturb your driving. Now, who else did a video on this? Indo Blue 82 did a video on this. Let's see. He did a couple. Now, one does show things. One, something different. Let's see here. It drives around a lot. Where is it there? This one. Okay? I want you to watch this video. Also. Where is it here? Okay, he's driving through Truro. South. Oh. I believe, let's start here. Hopefully I've got my timing right. Okay, here he is driving into Shoe. On your left-hand side is the intersection. Sorry, what just happened there? What just happened there? May. So this is a month later. Boom! Two separate people. Two separate clips. Big action. We have pictures. One from the actual website, which, did I have the website up? Where was that? I did show that, right? Here's his actual website, the person who apparently took the photo. This is his photo. What is the actual photo? This is the actual photo. Why is it cropped? Now, is this the only time I've noticed this kind of garbage? Absolutely not. First noticed it right away with Clinton's interview. Do you know that we have now Clinton interview 3.0? There's a new incarnation of Clinton interview. Should we watch that? Let's see if we can find it. Do you remember how it looked? It was the greater widescreen. It had all kinds of technical difficulties, which I found very odd. So if we go to our friend Macmillan, Nova Scotia, CBC. Where is she? this article. The original video by Clinton was 9 minutes, 17 seconds, I believe, on YouTube. Then they edited it down. It went down to 8 minutes, 17 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood. And remember, I said, watch the background. You can tell if things have been clipped. Let's go down through this article. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Where the hell is it? Balls, where? Oh, fuck me if they've changed it. I think they may have. But I downloaded it. Oh, they did? They fixed it? Did they? Wait a second. No. It said 7 minutes, 2 seconds, right? Sorry. I'm going to make people ill. Fuck me, where is it? No. All right, fuck it. Whatever, we'll go back. Here we go. Okay. Watch this.
Yeah, it was about 10 o'clock. I went upstairs to go to bed.
Oh.
Me and my brother were upstairs listening to music.
Look at the aspect of this now. You can't see anything.
We asked him if he heard the single gunshot. He said no. We stepped out in front of his house and looked, and we see a large glow in the sky from a very large fire. My brother said he was going to go up and check it out. My father told
5 months ago.
My brother said, I'll be right back.
This is not the aspect that this video was shot in. It's missing now 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It makes him sound like he lost his phone. I'll give you the link right here if you want. This is amongst a host of other things. The rest of it I'm not going to talk about right now because it is a gargantuan circle that I'm beginning to see. This video, the aspect on this video has changed, so you can't see in the background as well.
I was sitting there with my dad. We were waiting and waiting and waiting. My brother didn't come back.
Screen
Finally, he phoned.
That is the full screen.
The fire's really bad. I'm taking pictures. Call the fire department. And we waited and we waited and we waited. And I walked up the road looking for my brother with a flashlight. My father come with me so far, but he stopped at the end of his driveway and turned around and went back in his house.
Why do they need to edit out 2 minutes now of his interview? Is that not odd? Why do they need to change the aspect of the video? So you can't watch in the background for clips. Some of them are pretty evident. They make it appear as though, but this is the same exact goddamn interview. It is the same interview. Where do we go? Okay, this is the article, the video. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Right? 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Where's the 9-minute one? What are they doing here? This is full screen. Oh, then it suddenly goes to this.
I walked up looking for my brother with a flashlight. And I could see a body laying on the side of the road. As I got closer, I could see it was my brother. got one more step closer. I could see blood, and he wasn't moving.
Have I got the tinfoil on too tight? Maybe. Or maybe something's happening and we're not aware of it. Maybe I should talk about the rest of it now. I don't know. Those of you who have very good investigative skills and much more technical than I would encourage you to go and look into this photo. I really would. It seems like they've geared a story to fit their narrative. They keep gearing stories to fit their narrative. Why are we not hearing from more people? Where is everybody in this story? This is a real head scratcher. Lots of people saw lots of things. Anybody who was on that ramp had pictures from Shub. There were cars there. People have these things, you know? Everybody's running around taking pictures and photos and videos. Clinton Ellison even speaks about his video or his camera. They make him sound like he lost his phone in this video, rather than the RCMP took his phone and wouldn't return it. Link to the video. Who has to edit videos? Do they want you to know less or more? This man is a first-hand witness. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he saw. Do you remember what happened after he did that interview? One of the only people who came public? One of the only. I wish you guys could live in Steve or I or some of the other people's shoes who, and those of you who do the investigations deep, you know. Though I appreciate if you don't hammer people, because if they get lots of questions thrown at them from lots of sources, that can cause them to shut down. But everybody in the story shuts down. Clinton did his Facebook video. Do you remember that? That has to be one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen of a man who very publicly and is saying, please make it go viral. Please. I want you all to know how crazy I am. How I've almost killed my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, no. I don't think you're crazy. I think you're afraid. That's what I thought when I saw that video. Do you remember that video? Well, perhaps then you can enlighten us, true. Now, I do understand Mr. Ellison has struggles. I have nothing against this man either. But what I heard was a man who was very afraid. I've heard people being intimidated. I've heard firsthand the RCMP telling people, do not say a word. What's going on here? I don't see reporters asking certain people questions. Very important people. I'm so tempted to talk about this other stuff, but I really don't want to get a bad name. But it's just facts. Facts. and I start talking about certain things on the phone, now I'm going to sound like I'm a wing nut, certain things that I'm looking into, and certain things change. Let's just take one. Let's take one, because I find that one strange. Do you guys remember? And if I'm wrong, people can correct me. I want to be corrected, so I'm not saying things that are wrong. Do you guys remember Lloyd Johnson? I don't want to be disparaging on anybody. I just want the truth for my friend and for all of the people who suffered and are suffering. That's all. I don't think that's asking a lot. Lloyd Johnson. Why? No, I can't seem to find his page. Isn't that interesting? What does this? Go away. Why is it not searching Canada? Canada. Apply. Oh, what the fuck? Where is his LinkedIn? Oh, this is spooky. Did his LinkedIn disappear? I have a photo of it, so it's fine. I can't find it. There we go. Thank you. Okay, good. Just my bad searching. User error. My apologies. Lloyd Johnson. Lloyd Johnson is the AHS parking lot? Yes, but this was taking place on 14 in the car park, which is gravel. 3 independent people told me that. Well, not told me. The third one did not tell me. 2 people did tell me firsthand. The third, who was that? The Heather Burke, or with the umlaut on her name? Okay, here's that. There's some really great posts that she makes about it. Okay, I was down there because I lived right close to it, stood right in front of the EHS, seen it for myself. Now, she acknowledges something. Where is it here? Here's another statement by her. Okay, his vehicle was at the EHS, which was roped off, but I was told the other lot. Is there perhaps somebody who lives there? I've tried to get people from there to talk to me. Anybody? Is this box in the background? Am I just seeing something that's there, not there? Okay, you worked with Lloyd. Awesome. Lloyd has spoken with us before. Now, he works for a group called Whelan Psychological Services. I'll let this piece out right now. Whelan. Okay, Whelan is owned by John Whelan. He works as an EDO. What is an EDO? An EDO is an economic development officer. Lloyd has 2 Facebook pages, I believe. His resume. Let's see his resume. Okay. Let's see here. Again, just bringing what I find. Okay, here's his vote for him. This is on his 2nd Facebook page. This is his write-up. And you can see, let's see here. I have established, where is it? Economic Development Officer, okay. So he is the Economic Development Officer. This is the same person that we're speaking of, is it not? Economic Development Officer, Millbrook First Nation. Whelan Psychological Services. Whelan Psychological Services is owned by who? John Whelan. I've been speaking about him on the phone again. So let's find John Whelan. I was told about Mr. John Whelan a long time ago. John Whelan. Let's do Whelan. Whelan Psychological Services, which is based out of Halifax. Psychological Services. Okay. Yeah. Here it is. Whelan Psychological Services. Whelan Psychological Services website, unless it's changed. Oh, this is nice. Take note of what it says here. I provide therapy to adults, members of the Halifax Regional Police, Veteran Affairs, Department of National Defense, and the RCMP. That's Lloyd's boss. What is an economic development officer? I'm not sure why this is now not opening. I did get it to open on my phone yesterday. Let's try a different search. Let's copy paste the address. Oh, timed out. Very interesting. Let's copy address. Copy link. Is that right? Let's try, I don't know, Google's. Let's see. Whatever. Yesterday, what I got come up when I was discussing this on the phone, and then all of a sudden, it disappears. The website is expired. Whelan Psychological Services is not a small. See? Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. Because I was like, oh, I know I have pictures of Whelan Psychological Services because I wanted to prove I've discussed it a little bit prior, but I wanted to prove the RCMP connection to Lloyd. Is it a thing? I don't know. All that I'm saying is it's odd to have an economic development officer attached to a psychological services department, isn't it? That does services for the RCMP. What does money and grants and things like that have to do with psychological services? Okay? I'm not, Lloyd is communicating. He's been very open with us. Wayback Machine. So, great. Let's see. This has changed actually since yesterday. This is odd. 22 captures since 2011 in 8 years. Who would archive a psychological services page? I've been in therapy before. Not because I'm totally crazy either. Just because That's a great place to go and talk confidentially and get somebody else's opinion. Why would you archive a psychological services page? What does this have to do with the price of tea in China? 22 times in 8 years? Do I have the second video? Is that... I'm not being disparaging upon Lloyd in any way, shape, or form. I'm just simply saying there is an attachment here. That's it. I don't think I'm being rude or trying to cast any dispersions upon anybody. There is a direct connection. Or an indirect connection, I suppose, if you want to look at it. But there is a connection. Right? When you sew it together with the other stuff I've found, it starts to get pretty spooky. Why do you want to archive this page? Now, it doesn't end there. Whelan Psychological Services. Let's look at the... Where's that? Here. Okay. We'll go back to the LinkedIn. Right? Let's cut and paste Whelan and search Whelan. Here we go. Now, where's the profile for the company? Look at all of the people attached to Whelan. Here it is. Mental health care. Whelan Psychological Services out of Halifax. He also used to write papers on, I believe he did his thesis, John Whelan did his thesis on domestic violence. Just an observation. Whelan, 1,459 followers out of Halifax. Treatment of adolescents, families, groups. We have practice of psychologists. Okay. Jobs. About. Let's try that next. 2 to 10 employees. 668 on LinkedIn. One of which would be Lloyd. This is not that big of a company, but is a big company. Lloyd had some interesting posts and some conversations. Steve would be the best person to relay that. And I think that we should leave it with him. However, I will share this one with you. Right? You go back on one of the Facebook pages. I don't know why one needs 2 Facebook pages. Not exactly sure about that, but I suppose he was running. Okay, so this is one of them. April 24th. Again, timing. Do you remember that there was a major press conference on the 24th? Like that picture apparently first pops out, but is cropped, but is really from the 23rd, but never really appears? Because that should have come up. That should have come up in TinEye. There is no mention of it. No mention of it on the 23rd. First day, 24th. And the stories attached to some of these places, some of them, I can't find the picture. Doesn't exist. But it says it's there. Why? Anyways, I digress. Oh, yes. Something very stinky is afoot. Very stinky. Oh, it's warm and sunny down there. That's wonderful. Next Zoom. Please hit up Steve about the Zoom. There we go. Steve's response. Okay. Thank you, Steve. I'm leaving that with Steve. Now, Lloyd says, now I'm really shook up. Should we start with the 23rd? The 23rd, the day before. Sunday, 10:41. My daughter Jazz calls and says, Dad, go home ASAP. There's a killer at large. So Lloyd is out. Lloyd's out, right? He lives in behind the cigar hut. This is why I was saying, why did the media not interview anybody over at the cigar hut? Is it not open that time? Because they got the video which came from Ottawa, funnily enough. The video came from Ottawa. They didn't want to talk about that. Now, but they interviewed Lloyd. Lloyd talked about the cigar. You know, you guys have all seen the interview. He's out. Dad, go home ASAP. There's a killer at large. 10:52. Killer parks in my yard. 11:10, I arrive home. Killer is gone. Next day, April 24th. Right? Now I'm really shook up. Incident in Milford took place at 10:50. Watched Keith opening at 9:55. Missed the gunman by not 10, 15 minutes. That's two different stories. I like the inclusion of the red Mazda in the messages. Do you remember the red Mazda? Anybody who hasn't watched the 24th video that I did and the 28th video, which I live streamed as they were going down, the RCMP press conferences, to which I ripped apart their fucking narrative all over the place. It would be good to become familiarized with that. We had the changing time on the video from the cigar hut. Nobody talks to the cigar hut people. Was that Marshall, right? I don't know who was employed there. I think actually we did track down a few people. Gina's red Mazda. There we go. You remember that? Look at that. Campbell. Campbell speaking notes. April 24th. Apps. Speaking remarks. Don't worry, RCMP. They're archived, screenshotted, and saved. Everything is offline. In case there is some funny, hokey stuff going on here. Don't really like it if there is. Let's do search, find, red. Find. Am I red? 10. Okay. Injured past tenses, right? Cluster 3. Oh, what's this? Was a red Mazda 3. The female victim owned a red Mazda 3, which he stole. Do you guys remember what color that was? Because I certainly did. And when I saw that and he was talking about it, I'm like, a whatever? A red Mazda 3? Oh, but he changed that. He changed that. Let's have a look. Let's go to the 28th. Carefully picked days. Where is it here? April 28th. Why? Speaking remarks. Is that what he calls them? Oh, it's interesting that doesn't come up in the search. Okay, speaking remarks. 4 days later, because I was doing the live stream at the time. And said, "What the fuck are you talking about, Red?" Then all of a sudden, well, what happens? Fine. Red. Let's try Mazda. That's the best way. Why am I thinking? Oh, the female victim's Mazda. Oh, Seamus, you're just being nitpicky. Am I? Let's try. Remember the last tape? The last picture? Where am I going here? No. Don't do something funny business. I just messed up my computer, I think. Okay. Now, it's already a mess as it is. We go to timeline. Once I've noticed the reemergence of Chris Fucker, you can fuck right off with your fucking disinformation. Anybody wants to buy into that? You're taking a boat. Research it. You'll find Vivian Fox, Chris Fucker. Who's the third person that uses the exact same post? With the pictures of the motorcycles and everything. Uses that as their profile. Get out of here. What a shit disinformation campaign. People aren't stupid. We don't buy it. Now, timeline. Here we go, timeline. Last photo. What was the last photo? You guys remember that? Where is it here? Do roots. Oh, there's the cat. Oh no. Now, the last picture of their presentation had a little thing that I had a problem with. 10:31 was the time in the RCMP presentation on the 28th. Oh, here we can see him driving by, say they, right across from Big Stop. Big Stop is right across this overpass. This is the 102. Why is he arriving 1 hour early? Oh, it's just off time. Really? This is being run by the RCMP. This weigh scale. A weigh scale which is official. When it's closed, they need to put down in their logbooks what time they were there so that they can call back and then look at the video and double check that driver went there. Do you think they wouldn't notice that the time was out? Plus, it's plug and play, just like your phone. When you cross daylight savings time happens, the time changes. Same thing with the fucking cigar video. Oh, we're just out by half an hour, say they. Don't worry about it, because again, who was talking about it? Okay, so then, oh, Seamus, you're just being silly. No. See, there it is, right there. They actually showed this to people on TV and wanted you to believe this. 10:31. Oh, but don't worry, it's 11:23. Daylight savings time. Any piece of computer equipment that doesn't update itself, that's connected to the internet at this point in time, doesn't happen. Find me one. Unless you manually set it. Everything updates. Do you need to update your phone? Do you need to update your computer? No. It does it automatically. Now, where was Campbell when he was talking about it? bollocks. If you actually go back and watch, maybe we could do that. It's going to take me a moment, though, to queue up. If you go back and you actually watch the 28th presentation, Campbell makes a bit of a foul up, even himself. Where is that? Here we go. I did take a screenshot of it just so that I have record of it. You know, closed captioning, you can turn it on YouTube. I doesn't seem to work on my channel anymore, which is funny. Then you can't do a keyword search on any video. Unfortunate. Highway 102, our last video is that we have a suspect crossing is at 10:11:23. Oops. Did he know what time that was at? Did he misread his notes? His carefully prepared script that Leather likes to do this with? Do you think you're getting strung along a little bit on this story? Do you think you're getting strung along? Possible? Possible? I'm just making observations. I suppose, you know, I'll make sure that I update my daylight savings time on my phone and on my alarm clock. Everything does daylight savings time. You can't be. All right. So what? They're just always fast forwarding an hour for when the weigh scale is closed? They just do that, right? Oh, you know, we got to adjust it because we'll just fast forward the video. Don't worry about it. We'll take your logbook. We'll just add an hour to our video. You know, how about you just, if it was manual, you would just reset it, wouldn't you? But it wasn't. It was connected to the internet. That was why, like, the video at the Cigar Hut also, I actually researched that camera system and how it is plug and play on the time. You can manually go in and change it, but once you connect it, the Internet of Things, it automatically sets the time based on the IP address, just like everything else does. Listen, it's an observation. The camera companies say that themselves. A month earlier, they just sat around with the fast forward button every fucking time the weigh scale was closed. Your logbook says that it's at 10. Oh, you know, well, actually, we have to subtract an hour, and then we'll put into the video. Or would it just be a little bit easier, even if it were that it wasn't plug and play, which, of course, doesn't add up? Somebody may want to change that time. Would you think? One moment. This is a list of how people are interconnected. I will go through it. Everybody seems to be interconnected. Or a lot of the people in the story. Why? I realize that it's like a small town. I'm familiar with small towns. Some of these people are seemingly on opposing sides. Some people want the truth to come out. I'm very concerned with when I saw Tim and what happened over at the Examiner with Paul and the hatchet job that was done on Paul. How about this one? Who was cited in the article that Tim used? This article. The new warrants which nobody has seen. The new warrants, which the public hasn't seen. Do you see the new warrants? Do you see them? Because I have. You're not getting the whole story anywhere near it. Financial expert. Okay. This is Tim. Wrecking on Paul. There you go. Michael's got it. Who's Jessica Davis? Jessica Davis. Oh. Jessica Davis. Well, let's try FinTrack. About Insight Threat Intelligence. Her extensive knowledge. This is her company. Love the Cube, by the way. Love the Cube. Those of you who are familiar with the Cube, you know what I'm talking about. Jessica spent 17 years of her career in the Canadian security and intelligence business, starting with the Canadian Forces. Whalen. Big time Whalen. Then transitioning to roles of Global Affairs Canada, FinTrack, Canada's financial intelligence unit, and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS. Jessica left CSIS in 2018. Some other publication company in this story smelled out Jessica Davis. Not going to say who, because I don't know if that's information that's I should be saying. And told her to get packing. Tim didn't. Where did all the people go who were looking for the truth? Because the rest of them were telling you something else. The ones that knew something about something went over here. They subscribed. They gave their names and their credit cards and their everything. Just saying. Fact. Everybody was stuck in one boat, and then all of a sudden, poof. There was also a very good hatchet job that was done on Twitter against Paul. Very seemingly organized. Boom, 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 boom. You don't know what you're talking about. Tim didn't really have any proof of what he was talking about in this article. I'm not shitting on Tim because he did a very good job with the Assoud case. This one, no. Now where's Paul? Funny things happen. Tim got a whole bunch of subscribers. Got a whole bunch from this. Didn't he? It was in his benefit. Do you think that he's now done a little bit of an about face? I don't know if I'm allowed to answer that question. So Paul does have something, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting on my seat to see if it will happen. If it does, then I still have faith. If it doesn't, oh, I see a torpedo going through a water. There are all kinds of connections here. I was talking about Linda on the phone. Also, I started noticing funny things. Linda has some friends on Facebook. Let's go over to her Facebook. Should I talk about this? Hasn't made a correction yet. No. Howdy, sir. Just observations. Who brought you the Brenda Bow story? Do you remember that? Who brought you that story? The Bow story. The first story. Actually, well, he's fixed that. You can do a key search on it now. It's interesting. I love that. There we go. Oh, it was in the Examiner. She who says that she's seen nothing. Let's find Linda in here. Oops. She also reached out to Linda McDonald and Jean Sarson, two nurses in Truro who self-funded campaign Persons Against Non-State Torture. Do you know what Persons Against Non-State Torture is? because it used to elude me what this organization is. Goes to the UN, G7, quite recently, prior to this. But wait, who the hell is this group? Not bashing on women, but it's anything about violence against women that doesn't involve the government. How convenient. Michael, I was talking about you earlier. I haven't seen you in a long, long time. I was wondering about the video that you didn't shoot. If there was a problem with your camera or something coming to the intersection on the north side of 224, it cut out and then resumed on the bridge because I was trying to find the railings to match up with the warrant information. Was there a problem with the camera? I didn't. Perhaps you can tell me. We all have technical difficulties. I have tons of them. Aims to combat torture of women, again, driven by misogyny. Okay. McDonald and Sarson were signatories in a recent statement. These people are interesting. By 7 women. To them. Bowe recounted to McDonald and Sarson the history of her terrifying interactions with GW. It's very good to familiarize yourself with, I don't know, her story. Who is she? What did she see herself firsthand? How about the 3 people who were a witness to apparently some violence? Where are they? Missing in action. Donald recounted the history of her terrifying interactions with GW. How is he able to get away with repeated abuse as common law spouse? After Bowe spoke with them, McDonald asked if she would share her story with the examiner. Was it Bowe? Brenda Bowe? Brenda Bowe. Who is Brenda Bowe? Do you remember I was talking? I let a couple of details out in a video about Brenda Bowe. And one of them happened to be where her LinkedIn page said she and her husband resided. Because I found some anomalies that I couldn't quite explain. Let's see here. With Brenda Bowe Forbes. Brenda Bowe. Where did she reside? This is her husband, George, D&D. Where does he live? Bass River. Thought she moved away. Well, maybe she did. Let's see. Did she? This is the video I did. This is a screen capture. Bass River. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? Oh, Camrose. But I'm sorry. In the video I did, she was living in Bass River with her husband. Perhaps you should update George's LinkedIn. I like all these medals. They resemble somebody else's medals in this story. I'm not seeing any D&D. Do you see any D&D? These are all military weapon or military medals, to which I've tracked, of course. Safety security consultant at independent sector. Well, at first glance, independent sector just sounds like a catch-all. Is it? Let's have a look. It's not. Where is it from? Oh, that's right. Washington, D.C. That's rather strange. She is a safety security consultant. Physical security. The lady in the video doesn't appear to be somebody I would want to bodyguard me. Would you? She needs a service dog for PTSD. Just an observation. Perhaps I'm missing something. She has some interesting people endorsing her. This man in particular has a lot of titles. Now, independent sector. Let's have a look at independent sector. This is only a fraction of what I've been able to dig up. We're going to have fun. Independent sector. Oh, it's listed. Wikipedia. 43 years in business, 501c3, vomit, and philanthropy. When you see these words, be very afraid. It's a bunch of shite. Chair, Stephen B. Hines. But there is no link. But they like to do this, though. Hines. I know somebody in here knows what I'm talking about. Stephen B. Hines. Oh, here he is, though. He is on Wikipedia. Stephen B. Hines. Served as president since 2001 of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund. Yeah. When did Brenda Bow graduate from high school? Oh, that's right. Roughly the same time I did. Right here. 1993. How old is she? How old do you think I am? Roughly. Do I look like Brenda Bow Forbes? Hmm. 1993. Oh, she could just get a GED there. Lar High Senior High, by the way, thanks to somebody. I never know if I'm allowed to identify or should be but there are people, yeah, in here who are very, very helpful to me. Now, this person, as soon as I said the name, Lar, oh, they knew right away. That's in Germany. I know all about that. I'm like, oh, Lar High School is in Germany? Oh, yeah. So I was kind of plugging through Lar. It doesn't appear that they do GEDs. It is for military brats, right? Brats, kids of people in the military. It doesn't appear that they do GEDs. It is kids. So that would mean she's roughly my age. That person in that video certainly doesn't look my age. When I was digging up some interesting things about Camrose, because she apparently moved to Camrose, right? Where was it? I did a search. Now, actually, I should just do it here. Let's see. I did get a screenshot of everything because I seem to have some issues finding any mention of Brenda Forbes in Camrose. Perhaps, and I will say that, I will put this disclaimer out there, perhaps my search wasn't good on my phone because I can't do certain things on my phone. So we'll try it out here. Brenda Forbes, Camrose. Now, we got, of course, a lot of mentions of her to do with her stuff. This is the wrong one, by the way. Do not ever make that mistake. This person, the teacher, is not the right person. Stefan is her husband. This is why, please don't go and, dox people or whatever. That's not what, and harass them. Just, do some peripheral investigation on the outside. April 21st, 2020, Camrose booster. Okay. Camrose Morning News. Brenda Bo Forbes, 5 days ago. September 21st, Camrose, Brenda Forbes. Here she is in the PPCLI. Let's try. Oh, sorry. I didn't switch the screen. So you guys are missing all that stuff. Technical error, see? Sorry, Michael. I missed if there was a problem. If there was a problem with the camera. On the north side of 224. If you're still here. Is he still here? I don't know if there was a problem with the camera or something. It's good to see you again, too. I haven't seen you in a long time. Camrose Morning News. Let's try Camrose Morning News. Brenda Forbes, 5 days ago, August 12th, September 11th, August 12th, September 22nd, September 21st, September 21st, September 13th, August 12th, September 17th. Are you seeing a pattern here? April 20th, October 29. Oh, Brenda Campbell. Now, are you seeing a pattern? She appears in the news in cameras after April 19th. That's strange. Thought you've been living there for years after you had to move away from Halifax because you were terrified you may run into him on the street. To which you saw, what was that again? Right. I think you were upstairs and had the flu and came downstairs and you saw him, what was it, roughly escorting her out or something in that nature. Everything else you said was hearsay. Everything. You heard it from somebody else, supposedly, which the media never spoke to. How about the fact that you say that you spoke to Glenn Wortman? Glenn Wortman. Old Glenny. He was the one, I think it was 3 and then 4 people who saw the strangling. And Glenard was terrified. Glenard's Facebook's page was just suddenly returned to Facebook. Who apparently still has a house down there in 2013. I believe he was out of there at 2011. Is that right? 2010, 2011? Again, I'm just saying I can't remember the dates quite clearly, so I could be wrong. Maybe it was 2013. Maybe he got screwed out of his house in 2013. Last posts were in 2013 on his Facebook page. So, I'm seeing a lot of stinky stuff. Or stuff that's quite intriguing. There was a CBC interview I downloaded with Brenda. Perhaps we can listen to that if you'd like. I suggest that you archive, download, and save everything that you find. Archive.is. Everything that you find, save it. Save it offline. Do not put it on clouds. Do not keep it on your computer. Have like a nice little memory stick, or, I keep hard drives that aren't connected to the internet, just in case. Just saying. Don't want to say anything crazy. Oh, yes. Oh, geez. I don't know if I want to go there right now. Maybe we'll leave that one alone. Where is her interview with CBC? Where did it go? Because she said something rather interesting. Her interview. Okay. Well, it's on the net. Scared to death of him. Says she was scared to death of him. Says she sold her home and left town to get away from Gabriel. I'm not going to go through her story until I have it like bang on paper, all of her, every single statement, comparing every single thing that she said, just so I have a very clear image of what I'm talking about. But there was something very interesting in this conversation that she said. Now, what I will do is I will remove this and I will add the screen so you guys can get the full audio effect. Why not, right? You're not listening to it through my microphone. Oh, by the way, here you go is this. I'll drop this in here. Cancel. Drop this in here. This is a link to the interview. And there is also a transcript, which I believe I have archived, but we'll make sure I have. That doesn't work always. Okay, and I will give you this copy of the transcript. Boop. Let's add the screen. I wish I was more technically inclined. You'd think I would have had this after years, right? Now, but please let me know if the audio is okay.
Brenda, how would you describe your former neighbor, Gabriel Wortman?
One word: psychopath.
And did you think that? Is that how you would have described him before you knew what he did?
Oh, yeah. Both me and my husband knew what he was like. And I let other people in the community know the same thing and what he had been doing with her. And a lot of them just said to me, oh, no, he's not like that. He's like, yeah, a true psychopath. Anyway.
And when you say her, this is his partner. We're not naming her.
That's right.
How did he treat her?
Like his possession. He drank quite a bit, and when he drank, he got violent. And he had her totally under his control.
You believe that you witnessed that he was physically abusing her as well. What can you tell us about that?
The first time that she ran over to my house, actually, and she said that he had been beating her and he had blocked her car in so she couldn't get away at the house. And I said, you need to get help. And I said, there's lots of places here in Nova Scotia. They will help you out. They will keep you away from him. They will hide you, whatever.
Sorry to interrupt for one moment. Please listen carefully for what she actually firsthand witnessed. Didn't hear about from somebody, somewhere, or something. She who has all kinds of medals from the military, who doesn't have any record of her being in the military. Right. Please have a listen.
You need to get help. And she said, no, I can't, because he will hurt me again.
She was that afraid of him.
Oh, yeah.
There was a second time, another incident, I understand, where you wanted to get the RCMP involved. Can you tell us about that?
Okay. He has a few properties, one on the main road, but one on the back road. He was working on that. He got into drinking. She was there, and there were 3 other people that were there, and he had her on the ground. One of the guys told me, was strangling her
Sorry? One of the guys told you? Oh, so you didn't see it? Some mysterious guy told you? Just saying.
And screaming at her. And she actually said, don't get involved or you're only going to make it worse. One of the guys told me what happened. So I said, that's it. It's done. I went into work and I called the RCMP. And they came down to see me and they said, what happened? And I told them.
Sorry? Did the three guys phone the RCMP? The mysterious, no-name three guys call the RCMP? Oh, that's right. No. You heard something somewhere and you decided to phone the RCMP. Wow. I've heard a lot of things about a lot of people. I don't phone the RCMP. Not very valid in court.
What the one fella had told me had happened. And I also said that he has a bunch of illegal weapons. And he said, can you get one of these guys to confirm what you just said? I said, I will try. I will call one of them, which I did.
Why would the RCMP have you phoning one of the guys? Oh, they didn't ask you for the name. They're just like, could you please phone one of the guys that saw something, that told you they saw something? And could you relay our message through you, please? Because we like to play Chinese telephone. That's how RCMP operate. That's how police operate, right? Right? Oh. No. They would have said to her, what's the name of the witness, please, so we can contact them directly? Just saying. Just saying.
And I said, would you be willing to talk to the RCMP? And the answer I got back was, no way. He'll kill me.
So they were afraid of him.
Oh, yeah.
You and your husband said that you knew that he had these illegal firearms. How did you know that?
Yep. We're military, or we were. We're both retired now. And he had us at his house when he first moved there, and he showed them to us.
Oh, sorry, what was that? You're a security expert? You're terrified of ghosts? Oh, some guy has a gun, supposedly. I think independent sector may want to reevaluate you as a security bodyguard expert if you're afraid. No, she's not retired. Still currently working there as a security. What does she call herself? What is it here? Physical security skill endorsement from Andre Levesque, OMM, Knight of St. John, CD, and FRSA. He's an interesting cat. Wow, look at all of the medals this guy has. Boom! He's endorsing her. Wow. Wow. He's a big gun. That'll load of medals. Just saying. Yes, he does. Oh, but she's still present, currently working there for 20 years. Not sure where she picked up those medals, I guess, in her off time. Maybe she bought them. Yeah, because there's an awful lot of medals. Oh, what's this? I think she fought Gulf War. Or, sorry, not Gulf War. Is that number 2? But she's afraid of what somebody told her. She moved because oh yeah, sorry, I won't get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Don't want to get ahead of myself. That wouldn't be good. Rather let her say it in her own words, which are kind of other people's words. Not really her own words, but let her talk her hearsay.
And we knew right away that there's no way that he would have got them here in Canada, number one. And he didn't have an FAC. And he actually asked us.
Oh, there's another slight issue. FAC? FAC. I'm old. I remember FACs. Firearms Acquisition Certificate. That kind of went by the wayside a long time ago. Personal Acquisition License, PAL, has been around for a long time. One in the military might know that. Maybe. Just saying. Just saying.
Because we were military, if we could get him a weapon or ammunition. My husband's like, what? No way. That's against the law.
Did you ever tell the RCMP that you saw those firearms?
Yeah, when I had that interview with them, I told them then. They said we had to have like pictures or proof that he actually had these weapons. We didn't have that. So
you didn't have any proof? Oh. Okay. No proof again. Oops. Oh, Pinocchio, Pinocchio, where art thou?
there was basically nothing at that time that they could do.
I understand that you came to be personally afraid of him. From time to time, you had seen other women at his place when his partner wasn't there, and you came to tell one of your neighbors about that.
That's when the shite hit the fan. He dragged her over to my house, pounded on the door. My husband answered the door, and he started screaming, "What the is your wife saying that I'm screwing around on my girlfriend?" And I heard him. I was upstairs. I had a little bit of the flu.
I'm rude, I interrupt all the time. Sorry? You saw her getting drug over there, but you were upstairs with the flu. Okay. I got a great little song quote for this one.
I came downstairs, and he screaming at me. He says, "What are you saying that, you're telling everybody that I'm screwing?" And I said, "If the shoe fits, wear it." I said,
Well, it certainly sounds like she's very scared of him. If the shoe fits, wear it. You're screwing around. If the shoe fits, wear it. What are you going to do? I'm terrified. I'm going to be real terrified. Watch it. Going to get real scared.
I've seen countless women at your place. And he grabbed her, hauled her out the door, and he said, "You're going to pay for this," to me.
Okay, so you accused the man of, not that I'm trying to any way say anything good about Mr. Wortman in any way. I just want the truth. But you accuse somebody of being unfaithful, and he's not upset? What does it mean that he dragged her out the door? I don't understand. Did he physically grab her and drag her out the door? Or did he, like, let's get out of here? Come on. Come on. This woman's out there.
Well, she was no longer allowed to talk to me, come anywhere near me. And what he would do, my husband ended up going to Africa for the military, and I was basically by myself. I would go to work and come back, and as soon as I got home, he'd show up in his vehicle, park it right outside my house, get out, stand, and stare at the house for a good half hour. And he did that.
I always have to look down because I have to mute the microphone, otherwise you guys get an echo. So he'd stare at you. He lived across the street, I believe, isn't it? Maybe he thought he was hot. I don't know, maybe the 44. She's going to be about 44. Unless I'm getting numbers wrong. Maybe she graduated when she was 36. Maybe she got a GED. Maybe. The staring is going to scare her. She was pretty tough before. I guess it was George. Perhaps, again, I would say perhaps independent sector with the personal physical security, they may want to be concerned. If George isn't around, to which he's not, last I checked, he was still living in Bass River, they may need some help. Or maybe it's the security dog now, or the PTSD dog? Right. I don't know who's writing these scripts, but they're fucking terrible.
For a few days, and I went, "This is crazy. I'm scared to death now. The guy's a nutcase." My husband come home from Africa, and I let him know what had been going on, and he saw it, and he said, "Yeah, we're moving." And
you moved because your neighbor looked your direction. Let's see how long she moved for. That's terrifying. Physical security, independent sector, just have the person stare at her. Then, well, it's all going to fall apart. All those people she's guarding with all those medals. Not sure how she did that in combat. You know, if they just looked her direction, she would have to move away. Mm-hmm. Yep.
The one thing that I have regret was the people that bought the house. I should have let them know what he was like, because they ended up getting killed too.
So now she's saying I believe it was the Zolls, is that correct? The Zolls who bought her house. They died because of Brenda, who was gone for years. For years. The Zolls died. The girlfriend doesn't. The girlfriend, common law, important witness, who you never know anything about, who the media doesn't want to name, who has never shown themselves publicly, has never talked to the families that I'm aware of once. Isn't that a little bit odd? Just a little odd? Oh, yeah. Who is she? Who is this mysterious woman? Maybe she was one of the three over there. Maybe she multiplied.
The people who bought your house were killed.
Yeah, and he burnt the house down.
When you learned that, what effect did that have on you?
I'm going to say that he burnt that house down, not because of the people that were living there, but because of me. It just rocked my world. And for somebody with PTSD, it's a little bit harder.
Brenda, I'm so sorry. That's just simply awful that you can't feel you're responsible for that in any way.
It's hard not to.
But you're not, and you did everything you could. And when he was menacing you at your door when you were alone in the house, did you report him?
No, because the thing with being in the military, the words were "suck it up, princess."
What? Oh, but she worked for independent sector at that time. Huh? Suck it up, princess. Suck it up, princess. Do you know that Linda actually said on the news? Linda actually said on the news, I played that before. She said that Brenda went and reported all of this hearsay, which amounts to what? Maybe somebody told her that she was getting strangled and that he stared at her, to her commanding officer. And he dismissed her. And she's like, oh, this is misogyny. Misogyny. Really? Maybe it's misogynistic to say, listen, that's not my area. I am your boss. I have a lot of stuff to do. If you want to phone the RCMP, to which you have no proof of anything that you're saying, and they haven't done anything with it, then perhaps you can do that. But that's misogynistic. Don't you know? Or maybe this is all a bunch of bullshit. Don't you even listen to the voice they're using? The soothing, oh, that's terrible, Brenda. You heard something about something. That's terrible. Your neighbor looked at you. You accused him of cheating, and he stared at you. How terrible. What? Out of your mind, man. Or the story is bullshit. Just saying.
Right? You're tough. You're a soldier. Just soldier on. So, no. This is hard.
And I can hear it, that it's very, very painful to talk about this, especially the fear you had as well. On the night of April 18th, and you heard the story of this shooting, and the next day, I guess, in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Did you immediately think of your neighbor?
Oh, I knew it was him. The first person I thought of was her. And then...
Was that before or after your conversation with Linda McDonald? Was it?
right away, I called the RCMP. Yeah, and let them know everything.
And they've interviewed you since?
Oh, yes. I've had probably 4 or 5 interviews.
There were 22 victims that he killed, and many injured, but his partner was also a victim. Do you wonder why he didn't kill her?
He tried. He had her handcuffed and threw her in the house. He lit the house on fire.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Excuse me? You don't even live there. You haven't even lived there for years. Did you witness him handcuffing her and throwing her into a burning house? How does she know that? Oops. Oops. You really should have hired somebody a bit better, who actually looks like they're 44, who doesn't need a service dog because people stare at her. If she got all those medals, and it appears that it's the same person because I discussed them and suddenly they moved to Camrose on their LinkedIn, and suddenly start appearing in the paper. Don't you see what's going on here? Who employs her? Really? Good question. Very good question. Washington. Even if it wasn't Washington, and she's employed by the Canadian Forces. Who employs the Canadian Forces? Oh, that's right. Me. I want my underwear back, Brenda. Who also employs the RCMP? Oh, the Government of Canada. Do you think that these people are friends? Brenda has some very interesting friends. Post the shooting? Brenda? Talking to you. Oh, yeah, I know.
He didn't want her to survive, but she was lucky and was able to get away and hide.
Have you been able to speak with her since?
I haven't spoken with her, no.
Would you like to?
So you haven't spoken with her? How do you know she was thrown in a house? In a burning house when you live in Camrose? How do you know that? Burning house. Thank you very much to my friend. Good friend. Who knows a lot about the RCMP for picking that out. Boom.
Yeah, I would, but I don't think she really wants to talk to anybody right now.
What would you say to her if you could?
How much I feel for her, how much I know what she had to go through, everything.
How much do you know that she went through? Oh, what other people told you? Was that the RCMP in the burning house with the handcuffs? Or the 3 mysterious people who nobody ever spoke to, like the media? Hey, you know what? We could talk to those people because they actually saw what happened. No, we're going to talk to somebody that Linda McDonald tells to talk to Tim. Tim, who sandbags Paul and gets subscribers. Oh, and something else, which will probably come to light. Probably. Oh, I know about that too. Tim. Perhaps your CSIS friend can help you. You know where Tim's from? Tim's from the United States. Just saying.
I'm just glad she's okay. I'm really glad she's okay.
Do you know if she has friends, if anyone is helping her, if she has a circle of any kind?
When she was with him, she really wasn't allowed to have friends, but she does have a good family. They will be good for her, really good for her.
When you reflect on this and what you knew over those.
I guess she knows the family too. Whose family? Which family? The girlfriend's family? Warman's family? I know she's saying her family, but she didn't speak to anybody.
The years that you were observing this, are your thoughts that this it possibly could have been prevented?
Yes, the laws have to change. If somebody gets, whether be it male or female, if they get assaulted, if they're abused or whatever, and
How am I muted again? God damn. No sound, brother. Perhaps they should go down and talk to Waylon. The family members, the ones that the RCMP say, oh, don't ask us any questions. Don't ask us any questions. Because if you ask us a question, it may traumatize you. Literally, that's what they say. Come and ask us questions. Okay, here's some questions. No, we can't tell you answers because that might traumatize you. Oh, by the way, you can visit our friend John Whalen. I'm not fucking muted. Have they muted me now? Not muted. Am I muted? Okay. What's going on here? I'll tell you, major mental illness if we're buying this hogwash and we're not seeing the very, very, and I'm just starting, intricate web of how everybody is tied in this story. Very intricate. And with some help of some people, I have certain tasks I would like to look into. Those of you that wish to volunteer and you're not fucking shit, as in RCMP stuff, because I appreciate everybody. I'm saying just a scum. You can stay away from me. If you want to validate who you are with me, that's fine. There's lots of people. I believe I'm fairly trustworthy. Better than Brenda Bow Forbes. Let's start with Brenda. Rip her story apart. She does it herself. I can do it myself. That's fine. Another one. Take the shoe down. What they're telling you is bunk. B-U-N-K with professional photographers with pictures suddenly popping up at convenient times. Do you not see how this is all scheduled? Linda and Jean, Betty. Who's your friend? Who is your friend? Who's your husband? Who's your husband, Jean? Oh, he's RCMP. 35 years, is it? 35 years retired. No, there's no conflict there. No, non-state torture. No conflict there. Would never look at the RCMP. Could never look at the RCMP. If you sent them a tweet and said, here's following cases of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, sexual assault, assault of women, bullying, the thousands of them, the billions we've paid out, billions we've paid out. Oh, no, we don't look at that. We only deal with non-state torture, just individuals. Very convenient. Very convenient. Helps that you landed a book deal, doesn't it? Book deals. Who gets book deals in this story? Is there more than one? You mean there's more than one book deal that was issued? Financial incentive? Dig. Oh, it's very stinky.
Somebody reports it for them because they're too afraid to. It should be looked at right away. And if you report anybody that has what you know are illegal weapons, whether you have pictures or what of it, if somebody reports that, it should be investigated like yesterday.
You wanted people to know what he was about.
Yeah, well, now I'm getting bunches of emails from people that were there that I told, and they're all apologizing to me. That doesn't work for me. You didn't believe me in the beginning. I'm not a crazy lady. What I said was true. It just,
Okay, non-muted. The proof. You spoke of proof? What proof? Right? Proof? Let's see. Brenda wanted proof. Okay, what proof? So the other day, Forbes balanced her iPad on her lap. Where was this being written from? Oh, Ottawa. No, it's not Paul Palango, by the way. Ottawa, written from. Oh, but they have the video, right? Nobody interviewed her. Just a video of her talking from Ottawa. So the other day, Forbes balanced her iPad on her lap, set it to start recording, and called Glenn Wortman on the Messenger app, who's reappeared. Welcome back on Facebook. On the Messenger app from her phone, even though you go by a different name. Previously recorded. The news used previously recorded information. Hi, Wortman can be heard saying, his voice slightly muffled. You know what? How's it going? Hi, how are you doing? You want to sock over that phone while you're talking? Muffled. And the screen is dark. The iPad having slipped and fallen against Forbes' chest while they spoke. Sorry? Oh, Glenn. I guess nobody saw you. And what is it later in the article they indicate? We've confirmed his voice, his muffled voice. He lives in an old folks' home. Suggestible, perhaps? So she lived there for how long again? With the staring? Was that 10 years? Oh, no. I believe it's 10 years. No, over 10 years. Very terrified of the staring. But somehow wins medals for it. Forbes, who finally left the community in 2014 with her husband because the gunman called Wortman because she wanted proof. She wanted proof from somebody else. Wardman, Glenn in the old folks home with the muffled voice, and you can't see. Again, Jane Gerster. Jane, why have you not spoken to Glenn? Glenn, the person who apparently saw something. Oh, but that's right. We listen to hearsay. This is like Stasi. You know, I heard something that somebody did over there, and I reported. I wonder how ratting works in the military. Now, what are they going to do with that? Right. Jane Gerster. What was this article called? She witnessed the Nova Scotia mass shooter's violence. She's still struggling to be heard via Linda McDonald. Because she contacted everybody directly, didn't she? Oh, that's right. Linda contacted Tim so that Tim could speak to somebody who's 44 with a service dog. Let's see what happened to Jane Gerster. Jane Gerster. Jane Gerster. Jane Gerster. Let's look at the date here. McClellan and Stewart to publish critical history of RCMP by journalist Jane Gerster. Oh, do you mean she got a book deal? A book deal? For that, she got a book deal. Let's see if there's When is the book going to be published? Yeah, 2022. Right, there we go, 2022. RCMP, misogyny, Jane Gerster, Linda McDonald, Brenda, very observant, first-hand knowledge, Beau Forbes, 44. Tim. Moistly. felt necessary. She's referring to the proof. She says, after the RCMP told Global News it had, quote, not found a record of Forbes reporting the gunman to them for a 2013 domestic violence and weapon cache. Who reported that? Forbes. First-hand knowledge, witnessing. A little something I started. It's an intro. I always start videos, never finish them. It's too bad because there's lots of them around. Great ideas sometimes, just never quite finish it. They're in the pipes. God will tell me when it's right.
These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, an heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
So with discord among brethren, shed lying tongue. Your proof comes from where? A black screen, muffled voice. A month later, after the RCMP are under attack for not telling the truth. 10 years. Then she moves to Halifax. She stays there for 3 years. 3 years. Because she was terrified of his stares. Every day she was worried about running into him in the grocery store for 3 years because of his staring. Motives. Everybody has always got a motive. I have a motive. I have a motive for truth. I have a motive to get answers for my friend and for people I've met along the way. I have a motive to have a non-corrupt RCMP that's going to take care of children in my life. I have a motive. Non-monetary, no book deal. I'm not getting rich off of it. Let's see who else gets a book deal. We got another book deal, maybe more than that. co-author of Women Unsilenced, Friesen Press on torture and human trafficking. Releasing when? Oh, that's right. 2021, sorry. 2021. First mention of this Women Unsilenced I can find on the internet. Where's that? I downloaded the video. Let's actually just look it up. So, Women Unsilenced. Linda MacDonald and Jean, who is married to RCMP. Sorry, didn't mean to drop that one. 35 years. No motive there. Linda MacDonald. Where is this? Oh, there it is. Nova Scotia Advocate. This is a great paper. Linda MacDonald and Jean use this as a standing point to... It's an advocate, all right. An advocate for something. No. Did they remove it? Did they remove it? Please don't tell me they did. I see the picture there. Ah. Women Unsilenced, who were naming their violence torture. Quote.
Welcome to the last webinar.
The name of the book. Jean Sarson and Linda MacDonald. 82 views. Very popular. Very popular. 6 upvotes. I know YouTube fucks with my numbers. That's terrible. Sorry. I guess it's not very proper to say that. I'm being misogynistic just by pointing that out. Here's the link to the video, which I downloaded and saved offline, of course. When was the video published? Oh, that's right. July. Oh, so it appears as though Linda, who took a 44-year-old person who was scared of staring for years and living in Halifax, with the staring apparently maybe just around the corner. Oh, and they're friends, Linda and Brenda. Before you took your Facebook friends page down, which I know you guys are listening to my phone, because how many times now? Is that 4 or 5? You verified that? Yeah, I did get some captures of her friends list. Interesting friends you keep. Do I want women violence to be addressed? Sure. Any red-blooded male would. I guess Bo didn't want to because she was afraid of the staring and some words that somebody may or may not have told her. It goes much, much, much deeper. But that gives you a kind of overlooking. CSIS is involved, weird, funny people, different ages, muffled voices, blank screens, interviews not conducted with eyewitnesses, unnamed people, book deals just coming around. Keep digging. Okay, I started with the picture. The picture, which, how convenient. All these things just keep the stories. The stories. You can contact me on Twitter till I maybe disappear. Those of you who are on the Discord is sadly closed because, and there may be still some problems in there. I know it. But I wanted to say thank you to Mark, Rod also, and Julie for starting up a couple of other servers, which are great. I couldn't do it. Sadly, I'm sorry. I just failed on that one. It got infiltrated, and I knew it would, but I just can't. I can't do it, everything. So, will their story change again? Oh, it will constantly. Constantly. I see that comment. Please keep monitoring my phone. I'll keep dropping more garbage on you, and you can try and get ahead of the game. Red Mazda, Gray Mazda, push bars, whatever else. Not going to let up. You got a problem. And you may threaten and bully other people. You most certainly will not threaten and bully me. I am very aware of the legal process. And if you start on somebody that I know or myself, there will be holy hell to pay legally. There's going to be subpoenas issued every which way from Sunday. So you better get prepared for court. I know you don't want to charge anybody in the story, including the uncle who gave the uniform illegally. Nobody gets charged. They just wanted to disappear. Media playing games. Will Paul be back? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. But they've got a war on. And they're very organized. They're not too smart, though. They may own a lot of things. They may try and buy people if they sell their souls. Good people don't sell their souls. Good people can't be bought. So, I do want to thank you all for continuing to do all of the hard work that you're doing. It is much more insidious and malicious than people may think, which is sad. I'm sorry if what I say disturbs people, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. Give me the proof. Not the this kind of proof. I don't want that kind of proof. I want proof. Proof. Something you saw. I will do my best to protect you, your confidentiality, whatever else you need. I can't guarantee, this kind of garbage that they're always listening or watching, but we have nothing to be afraid of. They do. I'm sorry that we're also paying for a lot of people to do a lot of script writing, evil behaviors to make up for evil people. And hopefully others will come to see the light and not play into that hand. The people that do know things will come forward to people who are hopefully in it for the right reasons. Hey, Paul. And I hope that Tara and to all of the other families that I've met thus far, and I really do hope to speak to more, but I will never go out of my way to communicate with them. I want them to be in a place that they feel they can talk, because that's really important. I don't want to be banging on people's doors and harassing people. That's not the way things are done. I'm very thankful to those, and my heart bleeds for them, because I know I hear their stories. It's really sad. But they will get the answers, because you guys won't quit. I won't quit. And hopefully I make not too many mistakes along the way. Anyway, I do hope that you have a fantastic day. Nice fall day down there, I hear. So that's good. And God bless you all.